What's going on, guys? JFC here. Today we've got a lot to kind of just talk about rather than look at on the market. A lot of big info drops today. We're not expecting much content, but there is one thing that we could see today. But there's a lot to actually discuss today because of some tweets we have, some leaks we have. And I'd like to go in depth with what some of that stuff could mean for the entire market today. But first, let's have a look at what I did was I bought some Dembeles when he was at really low, right? Remember after the crash, he was out of packs and he literally dropped about 30K. It was absolutely an insane drop. I think I bought him at like 41K or something like that because I was like, okay, a card going down 28K is kind of insane when he's out of packs. Look at just, I think, was it Monday morning I bought him? I don't remember when I bought him. I was like, yeah, 40K right here on Monday morning. So this was yesterday. I got this trade off, and this is something that you can look at for the future. I wanted to bring it up because if a card gets panic sold so heavy and so hard, and it's so obvious that it gets panic sold, right? Because Ousmane Dembele was out of packs, so there was no extra supply, and he went down 30-40% in price. That obviously was just a straight up panic sell. So I just kind of was like, fuck, I'm gonna buy some. And ended up working out. Now his card's just gonna go down more because he's gonna go back in packs today. His inform was 307K, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too. If you have a Dembele, or if you have an Mbappe, let's have a look at Mbappe's price because I'm pretty sure he's already down a little bit. So if you have his card, I probably would just sell him because he's gonna go back in packs. And my guess is, you know, when coming on, he might not go down right away, but we should see fairly soon this card go down because the supply will start to happen again. So anyways, yes, this is something that you can really take advantage of if you see a panic sell on the market. Odds are the rebound is not far away. It's another thing to think about while on the market, but what I do really want to talk about today is obviously leaks. So the first leak that we have got is Lewandowski is the La Liga player of the month. So this is the card that we're going to see something like this. It's going to be pretty good. Lewandowski is good in this game. So that's pretty cool. We did not get a back-to-back Valverde, unfortunately, if you guys were looking forward to that. But we did get a Lewandowski, who's still a very good card and should be pretty fun to use. So that is on the way. Here's another tweet before we get into like the World Cup stuff. No, I don't think we will see out of position team 2. So there looks like we won't see one. You know, Sheriff is usually the guy who's up on top of all this stuff. So of course, this isn't a confirmed thing, but it looks like he thinks we won't see an opposition team 2. No, I don't have info if we'll be team in the group stages for, I thought I was having a stroke. No, I don't have info if there will be team in the group stage this Friday. So there's going to be no team 2, he thinks. So my guess is what that means is, yes, we pretty much never see a non-promo Friday at this early in the game once the ball kind of gets rolling with the promos. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see something. Team in the group stage would make a lot of sense. I kind of wish we were getting an out of position team 2 a little bit because the cards are very fun, but I guess we get a rule breakers team 2, but no out of position team 2, which is a little unfortunate. But next, obviously, the World Cup leaks. So basically, I won't read all this again because if you watched my other video, you already know all this, but there's going to be no World Cup mode inside FIFA. So that is like the one biggest thing that is confirmed. And then he also says here, World Cup heroes are going to be available from November 11th. So that's only in 10 days from now, basically. While in packs, they will replace the base FUT hero version. Some of them will be only available as player SBC or objective though, and they are permanent. What does this mean for the hero market? So we're gonna get into other World Cup leaks in a sec, but what does this mean for the hero market? This is gonna be very tough to judge because certain cards of these guys are going to be only SPCs and objectives, and some of these guys are not going to be in packs the entire time. So how do we figure this out? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. So here are the Marvel heroes. So this is all of them right here. So obviously, when you look at these cards are all pretty much insane. Like these guys coming out in 10 days are going to be absolutely top tier. Look at this Forlong card. We have seen nothing like this yet. Not quite like that. Who else we got here? I mean, literally everybody. Look at this Volair card. He looks absolutely insane. Yaya is just nuts. Al Oiron has 99 pace, 86 shooting. I mean, these are just crazy cards. None of these cards are going to be cheap. Literally none of them. I don't know what players are going to be at SBC because all these guys are cracked. All of them are cracked. Smolarek, Kuel, Donovan, Dirk Kuyt looks incredible. Park Ji-sung, Gavu, Marquisio. The only one that looks kind of behind the power curve a teeny bit is Peter Crouch. But Peter Crouch in this game is lengthy and he's like 6'7". So even he is going to be pretty good. Other than that, there's not a single one here that looks like, I'm not sure about. They all look insane. So it's going to be really interesting to see what cards are going out of packs and when. We literally do not know. I'm hoping we get leaks eventually, but in case you guys want to not risk it, I personally think selling your heroes isn't the worst idea because if some of these do not end up in packs, they'll go down in price. It's going to happen, as unfortunate as that is, and we just have no idea which ones are going to be available in packs and which ones are not going to be. Yeah, so it's really risky to hold on to heroes. You know, this isn't every single hero in the game either. There's a couple guys, like I know Janola is one of them, that does not have a hero card. In that case, you're probably fine holding on to them. If you do not see, I'm trying to think of who they all are. Like Dudek, I don't see. Joe Cole, does he have one on here? I don't see Joe Cole. There's a couple guys that do not have them, which in that case, you don't have to probably worry about selling them as much. But if you have a hero in your club that's on here, it's tough to say because these cards, instead of dropping, they also, at the same time, these guys are going to all be expensive. Mascherano could maybe be somewhat cheap. Same with like Rafa Marquez, but definitely not Okocha, Forlan, Voler, Papin, Toure, Nakata, Lucio, Brolin, Captivia looks amazing. Like none of these guys look like they're going to be cheap. So at the same time, it is kind of like heroes. They might get panic sold in the early on stages when we get closer to the November 11th date, but they also could rebound very highly because we are going to see these cards be super expensive. So there's a couple things that can happen here. And honestly, there's no great advice for me right now other than I'm okay getting out because you're probably going to have panic selling until that point happens on November 11th. What you can do is probably buy back right after that. These cards might come out and they'll be super expensive, and then people buy back the regular heroes because they can't afford these heroes. So if I were you, it's just really risky to hold on to heroes that are in this team because there's so many variables right now that could happen and go wrong. So we just kind of have to keep an eye out for that. We're gonna keep an eye out for these leaks. These leaks are gonna tell it all. Yeah, at the moment, hard to say. But let's move on to the next tweet. And there's World Cup swaps. Also launches on November 11th. As always, you will. Dude, I'm getting a stroke from reading Sheriff's tweets. I know he doesn't speak English very well. As always, you will be able to redeem permanent pack content, also special player items. Yep. Everyone gets a free token the first day, of course. Most of them will be available via offline and online objective. It looks like it's going to be a swap promo that we're used to seeing, which is cool because, you know, swap promos are always great. So we're definitely going to expect that. And here's the next tweet. Permanently upgraded FIFA World Cup star player item from each of the 32 nations will be available as prize rewards and World Cup swaps. So it looks like every single nation at the World Cup is going to have a card that can get upgraded, which is really, really cool. And we will also have end of event rewards that will obviously be redeemable starting by January 4th, just like when the World Cup player items expire and start being removed from your club. So my guess is the World Cup player items are going to be like swap token kind of things. Like, you know, as I use this item and score 5 goals with them to get a swap token. And my guess is that's going to be the World Cup player item that probably leaves your club. Because yeah, it's very weird that, you know, we have items leaving your club, right? That's always, yeah, it seems a little odd, but I think that's probably what it's going to be. Nothing like too crazy, but that's going to be really cool. You know, permanently upgraded FIFA World Cup star player item from each of the 32 nations is going to be a lot of fun. That's something I'm really happy to see because you can, you know, whatever nation you're supporting in the World Cup, you know, you can get your player and cheer on your country and your player gets upgraded along with it. So that's always a lot of fun. It's really cool to see that. I know a lot of people are wondering with the hero cards, like, oh, is my hero going to become a World Cup hero version? That is not going to happen. It's just, you know, it's a whole separate new item coming into the game. So your hero, you know, whatever card you have, Brolin, your hero Lucio is not going to become a World Cup hero Lucio. Yeah, there's just a lot to think about, lot to look at. So with the heroes, like we were saying, it's just going to be really, you have to play it by ear almost. And that's why I kind of am not sure if I want to hold on to heroes too much that are going to be in this team because it's just risky. Yes, they could by chance say Okocha is really expensive. Now, say this card's like 1,000,000 coins, right? That hero Okocha could get panic sold beforehand and then rebound back up. But if Okocha comes out, he's an SBC and he's 500k, that hero Okocha is going to drop in price so hard. So there's just a lot to think about, a lot of variables to go along with these heroes. So it's very tough to gauge. We can't do anything other than just guess what player is going to be what. Also, I forgot, we have some leaked card designs of all of the cards in the World Cup mode. We've got World Cup player. So I'm assuming that these are going to be the, like, you need to use a World Cup player to earn these swap tokens. That's what I had to, if I had to guess, is what it's going to be. World Cup icons. I have no idea what these are going to be. Like, are we going to see like a different version of icons? You know, are we going to see new icons come into the game? That's going to be interesting. I think the World Cup Path to Glory is probably going to be an upgradable card. Same thing like the World Cup Stories will be some kind of upgradable card. Same thing with Road to the World Cup. And then World Cup Team of the Tournament is going to be a thing, which is very cool. And my guess is World Cup Star is going to be similar to like some kind of man of the match card, maybe something like that. And then World Cup Phenoms maybe is like a young player, you know, a future star kind of thing. I'm not too sure. I'm just guessing at this point, but there's so many cards added to come for the World Cup time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna see a ton of content coming for the World Cup. So what does that mean for the FIFA market? Because as we know, there's gonna be no separate mode, and usually we see the market kind of crash when the World Cup comes around, but it's different this time. So what's gonna happen? And if I had to guess, I do think because the World Cup has just a lot of hype, these card designs are really nice. You know, anytime there's a new card coming into the game, people are gonna want to get them. My guess is we're gonna see the market, I don't want to say pause until then or crash until the World Cup comes, but it's going to be difficult after, say we get to like November 5th, right? Like 4 days from now, maybe after this weekend. I think it's going to be difficult for the market to really rise because I just think people are going to be waiting and worried that we're going to see a market crash, because even though we don't have a separate game mode this year, every time the FIFA World Cup has been here and in Ultimate Team, and hasn't been exactly like this, but we've seen a market crash. And I think people are worried that there's going to be a market crash, which then in turn just creates the market crash itself. So if I had to guess, I think like as crazy low as this market already is, that's why, I'm always hesitant to say, we're going to see a bigger market drop, but I think we shouldn't see it soon, but I think just over like maybe next week, and getting closer to that point, we're just going to see a little bit of panic because people are so uncertain about what the heck is going to happen. With heroes, we'll see panic selling. With icons, we'll see panic selling. When are prime icons coming? Are these World Cup icons going to take the place of some other kind of icons? There's so many variables that people are just going to panic sell. There's almost no way to stop it. There's nothing we can do besides maybe if we get leaks saying certain things that'll, help the panic selling maybe a little bit. It's going to be scary times on the market, I think, soon, because there's so many things people are scared of. Everybody's asking, should I sell this? Should I sell that? But no one's asking, should I buy? Because people have a hunch that the market is gonna probably drop getting close to this World Cup promo that's gonna last for a long time. So that's not me telling you to sell everybody in your club right now. But what I am saying is that you just be cognizant and be aware of the leaks, because I think the leaks are going to be huge coming up, because we don't know anything about what this promo is going to entail. So get on your FUT Sheriff grind, get on your Arcade FUT is another guy who leaks a bunch of stuff. Criminal leaks a bunch of stuff. Keep these guys on tabs, right? Make Twitter notifications, do something. Just keep up with the leaks. And obviously you can just follow me on Twitter, cheeky plug right here. Where am I? Yep, right here. I'm going to retweet all the leaks. We'll talk about them on Twitter and stuff, but it's so much going on right now. So much going on. It's hard to really predict exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, but I'm excited for it though. I definitely am excited for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's have a look at the team of the week. So they're going out of packs today, so we'll talk about these guys next. And I still am a pretty decent fan of Lautaro Martinez. He's 87 rated fodder, and he's good in game. I really liked him in game. But other than that, like Dembele's already rose up a little bit, so I think people are like thinking, oh my god, it's Ousmane Dembele. The demand is there. Let me invest in him, and he could maybe go up a little bit higher than this, but 307k already is like kind of a price I'm like kind of okay with him being. If I saw he was 207k, I'd be like, oh, I like that. And this could end up working because we're gonna get that Lewandowski SBC, and if he's like somewhat cheap, we could see informed Dembele rise. But this informed Dembele is quite a bit more expensive than the gold Dembele, right? Gold Dembele is 47k, but I myself am not looking at it too much. But Jude Bellingham I think is an all right buy. Jude Bellingham's like 31 at his lowest. He's 275. You can get him on Snipe. I don't think it's bad. This card has demand. It's not the most insane card in the game, but he's an 86 rated inform, and he's got demand. He could go up as well. He definitely could, especially if we get like Bundesliga SBCs coming up. If we get Bundesliga SBCs, then he'll definitely go up. I think the one that's the safest is Lautaro Martinez, because Serie A always is hype. This card is good in game. He's got finesse shot and outside foot, right? I believe. He's got outside foot. Okay, it's not finesse, but he's outside foot shot is debatably the most important trait in the game this year because of the damn Trivella meta. But this card's good, so you got some added demand because of the fact that people will want to use this card, and he's just the cheapest 87 rated inform. So it's not a bad investment. It's pretty much risk-free. Assuming it goes like the 84 rated informs, they're 10.75k. There's going to be a time when they rise. Who knows when? But if you're willing to be patient and wait it out, they're going to rise. It's going to happen. Like Castagna, 10.75 is a good deal. Not my favorite team of the week ever, because like we said in past videos, they are very, very supplied this week. Very, very supplied. Mbappe, I know people are like wondering if you guys want to buy team of the week Mbappe. I'd say probably. If you wanted to buy this card, your best chance is now before he goes out of packs, even though he's already up some. He's already up like 50k from where he was earlier today. Yeah, it's not my favorite team of the week to invest in, but there could be some rises here. If we do not see an out of position team 2, these cards are going to rise, even though they're very heavily supplied. I think especially if we don't see a team 2, these cards are going to rise. Like Fofana is a great shout to rise. Reece James, Perisic, Cancelo. I wouldn't say Dumfries because like center backs like we talked about, are just so, there's just a plethora of them, so they don't tend to rise that much. But Fofana isn't really center back. He's more of a DM, and you can play him at DM, so that's kind of where he's going to be used at. Lucas Vasquez is a decent shout because he wasn't quite a supply considering he came out on Sunday. Yeah, I think if we don't see a team 2, because I mean, we'll probably know this at like Thursday. Obviously, we'll probably know this by now, so that at that point, probably can look at buying some. But these guys should, after marquee matchups comes out, if we are not going to see a team 2, I'd not be surprised if these guys rise. So that's something to look and think about on Thursday, because I probably wouldn't buy these cards until after marquee matchups and division rivals rewards, but it's something to think about. So I guess what is there to talk about left? Like how the market's gonna do the next day or two. I think we should see probably the market do okay and with the next day or two, because I don't know if we have much leaked. Obviously marquee matchups coming on Thursday, but I'd be surprised if we see another like a little bit of a drop from these guys when marquee matchups drops and division rivals rewards come out. But after that, it should do okay. I think we're still just a tiny bit too early on the World Cup panic, unless I could be wrong. If like we get another leak coming that says something crazy, obviously that panic's only can happen much earlier, but I think it'll be more of a next weekend thing or like next week thing than maybe like this weekend. So I don't think there's much more else to say. Let me know what you guys think of the World Cup stuff. Are you excited? Because I know I am, but obviously with the market it can be making things pretty unpredictable, so it's going to be interesting to see what the heck happens with these cards over the next week or two. We're gonna have to just keep an eye on it, and we'll keep tabs on everything for you. And if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and I love all of you, and I'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Peace.